Module 8 Case Study Response. The primary conflict approaches used in the Hockaday case starts with the conflict process involving the stages of perceived conflict, felt conflict, and conflict aftermath, as described in section 9.2.4. When individuals become aware that differences exist, they were in the perceived conflict stage of an episode. Felt conflict was emotional impact or perception of conflict had on potential conflict participants. Conflict aftermath was the result of the complex interactions of the perceived and felt conflict. There are circumstances of the predispositions, strategies, and tactics used by the leadership team at Hockaday. Regardless of context, participants interact in conflict with their individual preferences or styles, strategic orientations, and tactical communications behaviors. Conflict styles are described as 5 orientations based on the balance between satisfying individual needs and goals in satisfying the needs and goals of others involved in the conflict. These 5 most commonly referred to orientation styles are avoidance, competition, compromise, accommodation, and collaboration, all found in section 9.3.1. The leadership chose accommodation and avoidance. Strategic objectives and the structure. The conflict in one of 4 strategies directions includes escalation, reduction, maintenance, and avoidance. The leadership chose maintenance. The tactics adopted by Hockaday were influenced by conflict preferences and strategies and by overall organizational values there at Hockaday. Turning these concepts towards the virtual team, the predisposition strategies and tactics evidenced in their work involve the orientation styles of avoidance, competition, and compromise. Strategic objectives structure of the crisis had the strategic direction of avoidance. The tactics adopted by Hockaday Virtual were influenced again by the conflict preferences and strategies and by overall organizational values. After reading Chapter 9, I believe Jill should consider developing sensitivity competencies by identifying individual and group predispositions and style preferences for conflict by understanding how framing and sense make influence conflict, or how it may influence conflict, by becoming familiar with strategies and tactics commonly used in conflict, and by describing emotion during conflict, all described in section 9.1.